February's numbers again, just to kind of give you a baseline of what we were like when we were in the office. We saw 90 people, 371 phone calls. Flip to March. March, we had 35 office visits because we were partially open, and then we did the shutdown. And then in April is where we kind of got really in the groove of answering phone calls and taking phone calls, and we had 1,150 phone calls that we were starting to service. So we're definitely back fully operational. The database that we bought last April, so April 2019, has been instrumental in us still being able to be operational because we can take digital signatures, we can talk to people. You can really still do the full claim process over the phone as long as they're comfortable with us emailing the forms back and forth. Okay, kind of the next step in the process as we go forward in this COVID, because honestly, my personal belief, we're far from the end of it as far as fully, and we need to figure out new ways to interact with the public and continue to service the public. We're working with John, the IT director, in order to get on WebEx and be able to have online office hours. What that looks like is on our website, we can have, hey, Krista's available, Steve's available, or Alyssa's available. Somebody can click on there, they go to a virtual waiting room. We let them enter, first come, first served basis. We service that veteran. And then when that veteran's done, we kick them out, we go to the next one. So it's kind of like a private meeting room in a virtual world. So kind of just a different way of doing business. We hope that, if this does work out pretty well, that we will be doing this in the future as a different way to service people. There's a lot of veterans that are working, can't always get into the office, got to take 2-3 hours out of their day. Vacation time, this might be, okay, now it takes 30 minutes, go to your car and we can have a chat and be able to document share and all that stuff through this WebEx online platform. So kind of just giving you ideas of where we're going, where we're at. March was kind of a slower month because of all the uncertainty of what was going on. Try to figure out things, how it's going to work from home, all that stuff. But April, I feel like we kind of found our groove with phone calls and everything and tracking. And now we're moving on to the next level of actually doing that personal interaction as much as we can back and forth. We do have a plan to be back in the office in June. We're going to be rotating our personnel in there to minimize exposure. So people are going to be in there for 1 week. And then they'll be out for a week. That gives them the 7 to 10 days of incubation if they were exposed, in order to not expose somebody else coming back in. So Lisa is still on the training side, so she's going to be alternating between me and Krista when we're in the office. But we are going to be working remotely when we're not in the office. So we're going to be working our normal 5 days a week, 8 to 4:30, answering phone calls and getting back to people.
Now, have you run any problems with veterans that don't have enough technology at home to sign documents and send them back?
So the technology hasn't really been an issue other than having to talk people through it. So it's actually a web-based program that we do the signature through. So it's Finger, FINGER.INK. So we're usually able to send them a text message with that link. So they just got to click on the link and then they can type in the 6-digit code, flip their phone. Most everybody's got a smartphone these days. There are some of those that are the exceptions in which we mail the forms to them and they mail them back. But most everybody has a smartphone. If they have a smartphone, we can usually talk them through how to send the document. So with the WebEx, we'll be able to do that a little bit easier, I think, because right now with the emailing back and forth, we're not really, it's hard to follow where they're looking at and where we're looking at. Whereas with the WebEx, we'd be able to actually show them the form, show them with their mouse, highlight different things, really kind of go through everything together. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Any questions for me? Actually, there's one more thing with the VA. So the VA is also doing a lot of telehealth. They have minimized their foot traffic and are pretty much doing telehealth with everything that they can, which they've been ramping up over the years anyway. They can give you equipment in your home for blood pressure medication. They can give you weight machines, they can give you tablets, take your blood sugar and all that stuff. And all the information just automatically sent to the VA. So they have a lot of remote healthcare uses already because, we are so far out. They've been developing these as they come. And so now it's kind of in full gear with the telemedicine. So they've been able to do audiology appointments. I mean, it's really amazing what they can do through telemedicine. And also the claims processing, the appeals hearings are not happening right now during the whole COVID for VA compensation claims. They are doing remote links to web-based if you had selected that, but the in-person hearings and stuff like that, and the ones where you go to the regional office, they're not doing it right now due to COVID. So.
Now, are you all working from home because the VA says you should, or is that because the county?
County allows it, and honestly, our population, we're looking probably 70-80% are gonna be that older population. And I'd say 90 to 95% of them are gonna have ischemic heart disease, diabetes, some type of cancer. They're gonna be the highest risk population.
I didn't know if you're working from home because the downtown courthouse is completely closed, or
No,
is
it's open. I mean, we could be in there, we could be taking appointments and stuff like that, but we don't want to open up our client base to that risk. Our client base is the highest at risk, and I would hate to be the cause of one of them contracting COVID. Especially when we can meet those needs through remote basis. It'd be another thing if we couldn't do any of these things that we are doing. We didn't have the full capacity, but since we do have the full capacity, almost it's silly to come into the office and risk those things rather than providing the same service via the internet. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So once we are in the office, we are going to be taking those kind of one-off appointments and stuff like that in order to start getting some clientele in June. But really, that's going to be a very bare minimum. We're really going to be pushing towards this online platform and servicing veterans in there.
Hello?
who? Yes, we're on. Could I help you?
Is this the nursing home meeting?
Yes, it is. Okay, Bob, you're in?
Yeah, it's been trying to get in. I was on the phone yelling hello for about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, just heard you. Okay, I'll sign you in.
Thank you.
So you have any questions, Bob?
Say what?
Do you have any questions for Steve?
No, I can barely hear him, but I think he's probably doing the right thing.
Okay. Now, the bills for this month for the Veterans Assistance are $5,399.29, and then a hand drawn of $700. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
Cassup to approve.
Mike Cassup,
I will second.
Luann. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I get, there's a delay. Anybody have any other questions for Steve?
No. Just thank you for doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for being proactive and having the office ready for all this technology that's being utilized at this time.
We're pretty excited about it, that's for sure.
A lot to learn, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, we're moving on to nursing home meeting.
A motion to approve Mr. Kaiser's report.
Oh, yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded? Okay.
Elmer.
Elmer, okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, get closer so that,
So I can hear you.
okay, we'll go ahead with the management report.
Okay, it should be in your packet. Actually, this is nursing home week. It's hard to believe that it is nursing home week, so we're trying to do a little scaled down version. We're having special treats for the residents. The activity staff continues to arrange phone calls, video chats, and window visits for the residents who desire them. So that's worked out very well. Missions and marketing, of course, there have been no admissions due to the COVID. We're really afraid to bring anybody in from the outside. Of course, that hurts admissions, obviously. But, just the error on the side of caution there. So we've had no rehab to home and no one expired in April. Ads were running on Classic Hits 106. And that was prepared to run in May for nursing home and nursing home week. Nursing month, nursing home week. Admissions also assisted with resident visits. Yeah, basically the way that goes is they have a cell phone on the one side of the window and the resident has a cell phone on the other, because you're not allowed to have an open window. So again, precautions. And also we've tried to use FaceTime calls or email too. The congressional awards letter, my mask is not cooperating with me here. A congressional awards letter writing programs we got for the residents who've been elected to correspond with younger adults. A new consumer relations management program is available through Point Click Care. There's a series of webinars planned for learning, and we have a customer release manager program, and there's no extra cost for that. It's included with our electronic medical record system. With the incident reports, we'll go to that. There actually were 4 in April. I think some of it may be related to the anxiety of the COVID, frankly. The CNA received a laceration puncture from a resident to her inner left forearm. When they puncture, don't think it was a real large puncture. Another resident received a bite puncture mark from a resident who bit her. She was helping put him on his shoes, and he bit her, I assume. And an LPN received a strain to her lower back as a resident pushed back as she was trying to complete a dressing change. So those were 3 resident incidents. Then a CNA received a laceration to her left thumb as she pulled a garbage bag out of the dispenser. So we had 4, so we've had 7 for the year, and 3 of them were residents. I think a lot of them is COVID. Frankly, I think that's what it is. Nursing, obviously, the director of nursing's focus relies mostly on the COVID, responding to that, the pandemic. Carla, the deal man, has compiled a COVID-19 workbook It details every meeting, training, memo, supply order, webinar attended, all recommendations from CMS, CDC, and IDPH, any communication with vendors, and any miscellaneous items related to COVID-19. So if the state walks in, we just hand them the book, the 3-ring binder. Here's what we've done, and that's what we're going to be looking for. In the contingency plan, we have for that, if we do get a COVID, a wing would be used as our isolation wing. And that's what we're working on. So what that would entail is having staff, the same staff, work on that wing instead of them working on other wings to try to concentrate it there. The staff, we would try to make a little employee lounge for them on that wing. Plus, we would have everybody enter, if you could think of the A wing on the north end, so they don't have to go through the E. So we have plans in place for that, just in case. You never know, in case we have a case. And we continue to screen residents and visitors. Staff visitors, actually, they're restricted. But what I mean is, for instance, we have somebody from IT come in. They had to do something hands-on, so they had a guard. They had to put all the gown on, the mask, the gloves, and they had to have a temperature taken. So if someone has to come in, somebody like IT, then we have to go through that. But for the most part, the vendors are dropping off their supplies outside, and then we pick them up. UPS, the whole thing. So nobody's allowed in there. And everybody go down to the AB nurse's station to get my temperature taken. And there's like 7 other questions they ask, and then they ask those questions, and if they're all no, and your temperature is below 100.6, then you're okay to go. Because of this COVID, Carla still has not done her CNA audits yet. Never those audits about looking at the CNAs to see if they can do their skills. Obviously, that's been put on the back burner. But she has hired a CNA for the afternoon shift. She'll start on May 11th. Carl also interviewed an RN for a possible part-time position, as well as a CNA for midnight shift. We're in the process of getting references completed on those 2 applications, and a CNA will be returning on the 22nd from maternity leave.
How long was she on maternity leave?
I think 12 weeks, I believe, but whenever she's allowed, that's what she did. Whenever she was allowed, yeah, and we work through the list on that. Obviously, we don't do that on our own, we go through the list. Was there an issue, or?
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, for the infection control nurse, the infections actually went down. They were mostly respiratory, but not COVID related, the UTI and the boil. But these infections were in the same people. It seems like every month they have the same thing. They just can't get rid of some of this stuff. The screening forms, I've already told you about that. It includes new symptoms that CDC wants you to ask. It's chills. Did you have chills? They ask you that. That's a new question. As I said, the management nursing secretaries work on a facility contingency plan. We've been procuring PPE supplies for the local health department. They've been great. So I commend the local health department. We've got some from vendors, but then we've had some sharks out there that we're not dealing with. Sharks, I mean, they're just gouging, and we don't deal with that at all. And of course, the shortage of PPE is a problem everywhere. And I've had Shelley is like the secretary, and she does also the purchasing, and we're looking good. I'm looking at the supplies here. The gloves, there are 150 in the box. We have plenty of those. We have 1,252 N95 masks, which is not bad. But you go through this pretty quickly once you have a COVID resident in your facility. Procedure masks, we have 4,350. So, but they're not they're not the COVID mask, but if you had to, they can wear that, the procedure mask, if we ran out of the COVID-95 mask. But we're still trying to get more of the COVID mask, just in case. Face shields, we had 350. We're still trying to get more of those. That's in case, you can wear those so you don't get splattered. Head coverings, we have 300, and washable gowns, we have 30, and we have some coming in. So Shelley's doing a good job negotiating with some of the vendors are really good about trying to give you a good price, and others just plain are trying to gouge you. It's sickening, really. Also, the residents, we still have the restorative program, and 95.7% are participating in those. 95% of the residents, almost 96. The number of residents participating in each restorative program is range of motion 41, eating 11, eating program, dressing and grooming 41, and walk and dine and ambulation 16, and toileting 38. Now, I thought I'd mention about, Aegis Therapies is in there. And we've restricted them to have the same people come to us. We don't want them going to other facilities.
No, okay, good.
Yeah. So we've said, okay, we don't want them going around other facilities and coming in our building. There's one case where a resident needs to get a procedure, and she has to have this procedure 3 times a week. So she goes outside the facility. That's a little concerning, but we're doing our best to kind of isolate her, wearing a mask and such. But she needs that procedure. There's nothing we can do about that.
Well, do you have her wear an N95 mask when she leaves then?
She wears a mask. I don't know if it's an N95. She wears a mask because someone has to take her out for this procedure. And then she's on a wing too. Remember I told you that was the isolation? Mm-hmm. She does go around, but she's not showing, and we, also we're checking the resident symptoms, and we're checking her, obviously. So I think they check the resident every shift now, their temp, to make sure it's not going up or elevated. But so far it's worked out all right, but it's a little, you have to be on your toes with that one. But there's nothing we can do about it. She needs the procedure. But other than that, we've had one other resident go out, and then she came back, but that was okay. But she went down an A-wing for 14 days, just to make sure she's not showing any symptoms of it. So that's about it. Now, when I'm in my office or I'm in a non-patient care area, I do not have my mask on. I go down to nursing, the nursing wing, obviously, wings, I have to have my mask on, or the food service has to wear the mask while they're preparing the food and serve it. But we're not having group dining, you know that. And we're not having group activities. We're limiting that to 5. Any questions? So we're doing the best we can. That's about all we can do. Any questions on the management report?
Mike?
Yes, concerning our sanitary, non-sanitary, I don't know what the word I would properly use, but because we have contamination, and as we've already learned, there is no actual medications or procedures if someone does contract the disease. I just recently, a dear friend sent me procedures from different states when it comes to areas of possible infection or transmission of disease. And what they have done in certain facilities, they've created an environment of plus and minus. Sanitary, non-sanitary, and I make mention as to when you walk into a facility, and we have been very fortunate not to have any transmission or have anyone that has been asymptomatic that could compromise our residents. So when you walk into the facility, is there a procedure such that we should maybe look at? Or are we comfortable where we're at right now, that we're providing for all of that extra caution? We don't want anyone coming into our facility that may be asymptomatic, so should we create a clean area, and I call it a dirty area, I don't mean, but as you would in a surgical unit in a hospital?
Well, you know, we
Surgical units are set up such that bacterial infection type stuff, I look at this here transmission of this here virus kind of the same way. So I don't know what's going on in the outside world, but when I come into my facility, I would expect everybody to have an area that they would change and they would be then sanitized. Does that make sense?
Well, what we do, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
IT comes. They're about the only vendor that really comes in that we allow in the facility. Okay, if they can't do it, so if they can't do it remotely, they don't have to come in. So they come up to the front office, we page a nurse, the nurse comes up with a thermometer, takes that person's temperature, and then that person has to put the garb on, the gown, the mask, and such. So before they go to any workstation, and they have the gloves on. So we do that, that's what we do.
So that would be similar to creating, that person would then be clean, I'm gonna call it. And then there'd be no way of contamination because of the PPE that they're wearing.
Well, it would certainly minimize it, I don't know if it's.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah, there's never 100%, but the friends that I know that work in nursing care or in healthcare, that's what they strive for, that's what they're taught. Everything is at 100%. And I'm very comfortable right now in hearing where you're at with what we expect of outside folks coming in. And
Yeah, well, as I said, it's very limited, Mike.
Yeah.
It's just 18 because they have to do something. We had a copier guy come last month to bring a copier in.
Uh-huh.
There's no way we're gonna get around that.
right,
But he had to do the same thing, he had to do the temp, he had to do the garb, he had the gloves on,
The mask.
and nobody, and everybody's cooperative. There's no one that's not been cooperative.
and then the second, we do have a patient that requires outside care, a resident, I'm sorry.
Yes,
An outside care. So they leave the facility, they go out for outside treatments, and
yes.
then they come back. Is there some way, other than just their physical health, that we're decontaminating? I hate to use that word, I don't mean, because they don't know where they're at out there in the real world, and if they are in contact with somebody that could be asymptomatic, they won't show up when they come back to our facility that they have compromised health, but they could be a carrier.
I don't know how you decontaminate somebody that's been out.
Well, I'm just, do they?
Well, they go
do
on
we have
anyway,
the clean
and they wear
environment
masks.
and then the compromised environment.
Well, they have to wear a mask when they come back, even when they're going throughout the facility, and they're residing on a wing.
Okay, so that is a isolation area?
Yeah,
so
but she can't come out, that
Okay.
person can't come out to AB.
Okay, yeah, they're not general population. They are kind of sequestered from the rest of
Well,
the.
that's somewhat they are,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, well, we can't be, yeah, we have to be respectful.
But if somebody actually had it, they would have to stay in the room.
Okay,
If somebody had COVID-19, we'd have to say, you cannot come in, and you cannot go roaming around the wing, even the wing. They'd have to stay in the room. And it's really tough for families, they want to see their loved ones, and,
oh, it's gotta be.
that's the tough part. But we do have those things, the visits to electronic communications. So, I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Oh, I'm perfectly satisfied as to where we were at with the great care that we're giving our residents at the facility. Unfortunately, this past week, as we know, in LaSalle County, in particular community, they ended up with, automatically, like almost 2 or 3 days, they ended up with 30 compromised residents. I hope and I pray for them that they are able to get through this thing without any.
Yeah, one of the facilities did have an operator.
So, it's not that we have to be so proud of ourselves. We have to be proud of ourselves, but we can't be complacent such that
Oh,
it
right.
cannot happen down at our facility. And so,
No one's complacent.
yeah, so sequestering might be one of the, and I believe I'm comfortable with what you've done to sequester outside visits and people coming in and procedures such that we're not jeopardizing the residents' safety and health.
Yeah, they're not allowed in, visitors are not allowed.
Okay, good.
And that's the way it is. Unfortunate, I feel bad for the residents and families, but they can't see their loved ones through the window with cell phone. They have to have their cell phones, otherwise you can't hear each other. But that's worked out fine.
The glass bubble syndrome, the new normal.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But you can't have it open at all. You can't have an open window. You can't have that. So that's what we're doing. That's about the best we can do, and hopefully we can keep it out of the facility. That's why we're not taking new admissions. Other facilities have, but then I think they ran into problems with that.
Oh, boy, yeah, I can see.
So, and we're lucky we only had the one other discharge, but it was only like a day and they were back. So, but then we isolated in that area, that person. Any more questions about that? So that's what we're doing. If you ever have any questions, give me a call. I always welcome calls. And if I can't find the answer, Carla's done a great job. The DON, Director of Nursing, will answer your questions. Okay, Gary, you want me to go on to?
Yes.
Okay, I kind of alluded to it, with this COVID, we're limiting admissions. It seems like we got the wage increase to get new employees, and then we're stuck with COVID. And it has hurt the bottom line. There's no way around it. Our income is certainly not what it could be. And as I said, I'd be comfortable if we had 65 residents. That's not the case right now. As you can see, there was a pretty big chunk loss, and a lot of that was because of the back wages that were paid. If you go to page 3 in salaries, you see that big figure there. Well, that was a lot of it was the retro pay we had to pay. All the other expenses, I think we're keeping it control, but that really went up because of the retro pay, the increases. And Amy being the admissions person, does have people wanting to come in. It's just,
Can't take the risk.
well, I don't want to take the risk, and neither does the DON.
Because right now, I think we have been doing a great job.
Yeah.
We really want to keep
We
our
don't want-
residents that are there safe
And that's the word, safe. We want to keep them safe as much as possible. And for one time, we're really watching activities too, because they had bingo one time. And I thought there was probably more people in there than there should have been, so I told the activity director, don't, 5 at the most. So they have like 2 or 3 sessions of bingo, 5 at the most. You don't want to take away their bingo, but you can't have 10 or 15 of them in there either.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Now, do the residents wear masks when they go out into the public areas?
No, they don't. Except for that one person I mentioned that goes outside. She does, yes. But the residents, no, they're not. All the employees are though, that they have to wear the cloth. They're wearing a cloth mask. Some of them, it's uncomfortable wearing a cloth mask. And it is a little hot. It fogs up my glasses. I
it
don't know
does.
about you guys.
It's terrible.
You have that problem?
Yes.
And this one I have a problem staying. It keeps on wanting to fall down on my face. So, the contractual, you go to A, contractual service, nothing outstanding there.
We have a problem with the bills. We don't have
Yeah, I don't have this
sheet
100 and,
for all of them.
the 100 and whatever it was. You want to sign one of ours?
One of these sheets?
Yeah.
What don't you have?
We don't have all the
larger.
bills.
Yeah, you don't have the,
Because there's one in here for the well company for $9,000, which isn't on here.
Okay, it's not in the box, because Sue gave me, and I put, well, she put it in the box for me. I mean, all the bills and everything, so.
What is Gary?
Yes, Code Associates, 9819 for well, which I can't find in any of the sheets. None of them aren't even big enough to,
No, there's gotta be another
there's gotta be,
report missing.
yes. Another report is missing, because those there are for the. I didn't see any of these.
Okay, let me find out where I got them.
Okay. We're taking a 2-minute recess while we figure out, we're missing some bills.
And that one bill for the 9,800 was for the well,
controls.
Mike is trying to figure out, we're putting a hold on paying that until we get some things worked out. That'll be worked out to make sure it's okay. It was the well controls for the pumps that pump, the water up to the tower, and it should also for it's electronic stuff to show how much water is in the tower. And Mike's gonna follow up with that, and so we're gonna kind of put a
He had
hold
some
on that.
questions about it.
Yeah, because you look at the bills, it started back in November of last year.
And Mike says they gave us a new one, but because the old one went back, I don't know, I'm just a little confused, and I said, well, I don't wanna pay this until we get this straight.
She's gonna bring it right up.
Thank you.
So,
Anybody have any other questions on the bills?
So we'll follow up with that, and Gary, I can give you a phone call to let you know what we did with that.
Okay.
And we have put a hold on getting any capital items because
Yes, cash on.
the cash on hand is getting low.
Yes.
See that.
And you can see that for yourself. And because Mike says, that little inner court when we have to do the cement, well, it'd be great if we did it. I said, Mike, it's just, no, we're not gonna do that right now. So the only thing we had to do was the copier because that was shot.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna do anything else. We have some other items in our ceiling tiles and that does not have to be done. So we just need to get this darn COVID out of the way so we get some residents in there.
And it sounds like it's gonna be the middle of June before.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, it's scary. What can I say? Any questions about anything? The group, don't hesitate to call me. If you say, Chris, this doesn't, how about this? This doesn't, just call me. That's what we're here for. And Carla is way on top of it too.
Norm, Bob, do you have any questions?
No, I could hear we passed up really good. You got big mouth.
Oh, boy. That's 4 daughters, Robert. Have to be heard. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Russ, was that on
We don't have your mic.
new topic in our budget? Was that a?
Yes, that was in the budget. Yes, they answered your question.
We were aware that that was going to
We
be
were aware that we
replaced.
were gonna have to replace that in March, yes.
Alrighty,
And that was the guy that came in and had to put, he had a garb up and put the gloves on. They, you know, everyone has been cooperative.
I think they are.
Well, I think they have to go through the same thing regardless of where they go. You know, they have, to put the mask on, put everything on.
Oh, okay.
Even the UPS guys, we don't allow them in. No one is allowed in. Consultants, for instance, we have a dietitian. We have a consultant for social service activities. It's all remote. No one's allowed to come in. Except for IT, from here is about the only ones that come in. We try to limit that to, they can do it remotely. Any questions before I go on?
Okay.
While they're looking at the
That's
bills,
the other sheet.
let's
That's the other one.
go down to personnel.
Yeah, actually, I think I covered the COVID. Any more question about the COVID? That kind of goes in about restricting vendors, new admission visitors, the employee protocols, having temperatures taken. And that also includes residents now too. They have to have their temp taken. And then the A-wing, I mentioned about that. And then I went over the supply thing, and the local health department was good, and IEMA even came through.
Oh, IEMA came.
Yeah, they did. They brought some stuff.
Now, when is the state supposed to bring you to test all the residents?
That's a good question. Nobody seems to have.
Now, is that gonna be one of the fast response tests? Or is it where you have to send it in and wait several
You know,
days?
Gary, I don't think anybody knows yet. And we attend all these webinars, but nobody seems to know what kind of test, you know, it's just, we don't know. We'll find out. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know. And we're gonna have to look at what we're gonna, you know, residents don't have to have this test. There's resident rights. They can say, I don't want the test. What are we gonna do with employees? So I have a call into people about that. If you have an employee that says, hey, you're not sticking that thing up my nose. You can certainly guide them as much as possible, but I don't know what we would do. That's why I have a call into HR.
Okay.
And maybe some that just won't do it. I don't know. But then you're kind of jeopardizing the residents and the staff. So that's, I would try to put the guilt trip on.
Yeah. But their temperature's taken every day.
Oh, absolutely. And they have to answer those 7
Those
questions.
questions.
Well, that's non-invasive. I think they think something up your nose is more invasive, which it is, honestly. And some of, I hear they have some though, that you can do it by saliva. I don't know.
There's one more.
Oh, there's one more, okay.
So as soon as that changes, group, I'll let you know. I don't know what to tell you.
A lot of uncertainty,
What's that?
a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not kidding, it changes daily.
Uh-huh. We know that if we're watching TV.
And it changes from,
Changes every minute.
CDC, the Center for Disease Control, they're involved. Then you have IDPH, and then you have CMS. It just
You
changes
have
daily.
WHO, World Health Organization, they're telling us
Yeah, I mean,
stuff
it's
too.
just,
So it's just.
I know my wife, who's retired now, says, well, I says, Marilyn, it changes daily, Well, why did you have the test? Well, because we don't have it. They haven't said it.
Mike,
I just looked through the second copy of the bill here, and we were concerned over that Casova or whatever for the well control
Yes.
equipment. Now, do we understand, are we going to pay that, or is that bill particularly for 9,000 on hold right now? Are we waiting
It's
for
on
Michael?
hold until we get more information.
So that we can't, we have to carve out that amount?
no, because we'll have to pay it as soon as Mike gets more information.
So then we
So we're
approve
doing a pre-approval.
Pre-approval for Chris to, pay it
if necessary.
Yeah, and I'll follow, Mike says he'd try to get some answers today. That's what he told me.
I'm just saying, sometimes I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, okay, but we're waiting on somebody to get something back, and maybe it'll be more, maybe it'll be less.
No, it won't be more. It won't be more than that, no. That I can tell you.
I just don't wanna have, next month, get an interest payment or late charge. 1.5% on $10,000 counts up.
Yeah, we've been doing fine, by the way, with the two maintenance guys. They're doing a good job.
I think he's probably fine. Just one.
Gary, I just mentioned that the two gentlemen in maintenance are doing a good job.
Are they?
Good.
Wonderful.
We did get a new guy on.
No, the two guys that we paid.
Mike and Doug.
Yes, they've done a good job.
Okay,
Good. I'm glad
I'll
to hear
read
that.
off the bills that we're gonna approve. One bill is total is $102,358.75. $6,346.75. Hand drawn of $16,041.19. Hand drawn of $9,363.75. And another hand drawn of $2,942.55. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Luann made the motion. Elmer seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The one bill was for the bus for $2,800.
And that was a story in itself. It was the old, the older, it's what, 2005 now, I think you guys bought that.
Yeah.
And so that was 15 years ago, and it was just one thing after another, and the guys are reputable who done it. It was, first it was the oil pan, then it was a transmission, and thank God we weren't taking residents out or doing transports. We've done no transports, and you realize that even to the hospitals. And no resident trips, obviously. So for it to be out of service, that was the perfect time to do it. It's back in, but it was, again, it's 15 years old. It doesn't have a lot of mileage on it, but still 15 years old. So that was a rather expensive bid.
Hello?
Yep, we're still here. You have a question, Bob?
No, I don't. I'm gonna have to bug out here in a minute, okay?
Okay.
We're almost done.
Oh, just hold on. We got one thing else to discuss.
Yeah, well, one thing I put the Illinois Nursing Home Administrators Association conference was canceled in June, obviously, that's good. They may have to cancel the one in August too. And the other thing is, this is just a formality. I think the nurses already got this raised, but Melissa, just to have a paper trail, needs to have registered floor nurse increase of $2 an hour. It's just a formality because I think they already gave it to her.
Yeah, it was, but somehow it didn't get in the minutes. it was to take a place after the contract.
Yeah, I don't know, we discussed it, I mean, you guys discussed
We
it.
discussed it about a year and a half ago, and we tried to get the wages raised for the CNAs.
So it's, I think it's already been paid, it just needs your blessing.
It's just the floor nurse.
This is for the,
For the
because they're non-union.
Yeah,
the
they're
reason-
non-union, registered nurses are non-union.
Is the reason it was waited on until after the contract was, resolved.
Okay, so are there any questions on that? I mean, you guys discussed it, you may not remember, but you did.
So we need a motion to.
Mike remembers.
I remember.
So we need a motion to raise the salary of the RNs $2 an hour.
Okay.
Luann makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Bob seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
One abstention.
Mike Cassett abstains. Motion carries.
And I just have one question, how many people does that affect?
How many people,
Will that be,
the $2?
yeah,
How
many nurses will be
I'm just trying to think, maybe 6, 8,
6? Okay.
if that. We may not even have that. Some of them are LPN, so it may not even be 6 or 8. I can get back to you with a definitive number.
Okay,
I'll call you.
sounds good.
Everybody else want to know? I can call you, no problem. That's all I have, Gary.
Anybody have any other questions for Chris? Do we have a motion to adjourn then?
No, did you approve the minutes?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
no.
make that.
Oh, yeah.
Motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Luann, need a,
Second, Casa.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Now we can have a motion to adjourn. Elmer, I need a second.
Second, Casa.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Norm,
That,
Bob, good having you with us.
thanks for joining in.
Thanks, Carter.